Stolen Valor.
I'm doing good. Yeah, I just got some questions for him. How's it going?
Pretty good.
How long have you been at SAR? 1968 Kuwait? To Kuwait? Wow. Thank you for the service. Chasing ISIS in Arizona. With the Army? Okay. Okay. Black Ops for 4 months? Right. Yeah, I see the general ranks pretty patch right there. So you're a staff sergeant? It's an air assault school too, right? Did you like it? General Powell?
So he pulled some strings for me, and I just came from being a sniper in a combat engineering unit, 18th Engineer Brigade. And so somehow or another I was out of Fort Riley, Kansas in Custom Hill, and somehow it was get to the Akron Canton Airport in Ohio, and I got out there, and I mysteriously just walked right into the air camp. They trained me to be a crew chief, a fueler, did convoys, did all of it. Yep.
That's crazy.
And then I got stupid with a girl.
Of course.
And I wound up in ground armor camp down at Fort Hood. And I was having problems with the rednecks. So somehow or another, so many people know General Colin Powell.
Right. Yeah, he's a popular guy.
They called him and they said, hey, one of your boys is having real trouble down in Texas. So he knows my name. So all he did is he went through his files where he already had my name on paper, and he just forged my name, which he did. He forged my name from taking me out of the National Guard and sticking me in the reserves for 8 years.
Wow, what was happening? What was going on?
Well, we were heading into Kuwait.
I mean, what was the rednecks doing?
Being stupid.
I mean,
they weren't respecting the United States of America.
But they're trying to fight you and stuff?
No, it's pretty stupid when you hang a pearl-handled .38 out your pickup truck door after throwing the beer can or beer bottle out and going bam, 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 and emptying it.
Wow.
That's destroying America.
Wow, they actually did that?
Yeah. I watched it a lot.
That's sad.
But I was also carrying a Ruger 357 Magnum with some nasty rounds in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always had something to fire back with.
Wow.
And that's stupid, but I never had to pull it on anybody.
Yeah.
I really like that patch though. That's cool.
Yeah. Jungle expert.
That is really hard to earn.
I believe it.
You think going through, they talk about going through Ranger School is hard. This is 1,000 times harder.
Yeah, I believe it. Did you go to Ranger School?
I didn't have to, man. I went through this.
Jungle? What's the other one?
That's 18th Engineer Brigade.
18th Engineer Brigade?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, right next to the building. Right next to the Green Beret.
Right next to the what?
Right next to the Green Beret.
Right next to the Green Berets?
Yeah. And so when you go here, you've got to take 4 courses that last a year and a half. But this country was in martial law, so we were in war down here with Noriega. And so what happened is, first we had to go through JOTC, which is a Jungle Operation Training Course. And since this was already our unit patch for most everybody down there, Army, and so then after you got done with that, the Navy SEALs and the Marines came in, and they trained us the hard stuff, guerrilla warfare training.
Wow.
And you had to go through that for over a year. and they really
Over a year.
over a year. And then after we got done with that, then we had to go through terrorist training.
Wow.
And then because I was Black Ops, I was the only one in our battalion with Colonel Powell, who was the full colonel then. It's in my military file and I carry it in my wallet. I'm the only one that had to take a college army course of the Geneva Convention and judicial military law, like they do at West Point. And I was the only one in my battalion that had to take it, and I passed it. And I had to go through that. And then after I got done with that, the Air Force got a hold of us, and me and another 10-man team was picked, and we had to go out in the jungle for 10 days with the Air Force with this great big flatbed trailer with a humongous radar screen on it. And what they were doing is they were setting us up for what happens if nuclear missiles hit Central America through Honduras, Nicaragua, Belize, all through there, El Salvador. And what we had to prepare for was that a year or less after these missiles hit Central America, the United States would turn into an ice age and everybody would be dead.
Wow.
That's the effect of
I
the
was
death.
surviving.
Yeah, and they made it because on account of what I went through, they made me go through a lot.
Wow.
It's a hell of a story, yeah.
You ready,
and
yeah.
I was even a POW.
You ready.
I was a POW for 5 weeks.
POW for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Where?
In Vietnam.
Vietnam. Wow.
And
He didn't went through it all.
And then in Nam, my medevac chopper crashed. That was something else. And I never thought after that I'd wind up in the air camp, flying at 5,000 feet, man,
Wow.
with the doors open, having a nice sightseeing tour. See it. You can't even see cars anymore. You can see counties. You can just see. It looks like you're looking at a map of Texas. You can see all the counties in it. That's what it looks like from 5,000 feet. Yep, Huey.
Wow, I appreciate the story.
Wow.
I don't want to keep you any longer, especially in this,
Yeah, that
this
was
gentleman's week,
good.
but I got a question for you. Have you heard of this thing called Stolen Valor?
That's a kind of a laid-back thing.
Laid back thing?
Yeah. From what I understand, you're talking Green Beret, you're talking Delta, you're talking Navy SEALs.
No, it's not really Green Beret, Delta SEALs. It's this thing where people who never really actually served in the military would go to like a surplus store or something, just buy the uniform, get the benefits.
You're talking like that.
Yeah, like free coffee
that.
or for Veterans Day, because that's coming up. There's a lot of people. So I just want to get your story, make sure that wasn't
That is
one of those cases.
It depends on what branch of the service you're imitating. They get to prosecute you.
Yeah, it actually is a federal law. Yeah, if you get any benefit from falsifying military service, that's against the law.
That's why I carry everything in my wallet.
Yep. You have your DD-214?
I got my DD-214 and I got some other stuff in there too that I only show to the FBI.
Only show the FBI.
I won't show it to law enforcement. They don't have any need to see it.
That's true. But yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was a guy that made the news about 2.5 years ago that he was going around and getting hotel discounts and everything else and turned and burned on them. It just so happens that I guess somebody that worked in one of these motels or hotels knew him and didn't like him because he was a mean person. Right. In other words,
You got a bunch of stuff out here.
and stuff like that. And been divorced about 3 times. And he was, I believe he was walking around the rank of E7 gunny in the Marine Corps. And well, anyway, they went up and when he came down, he went to a restaurant that was near the motel, near the hotel. And he went in there and sat down. And the Marines were waiting for him, the military police. They came in and handcuffed him.
What you guys doing? Come on in. Praise the Lord. Took them away.
Sorry that we're totally taking that. Is that right with you? Yeah. Okay, great, man. Yeah, I don't want to be in this space.
And you go to federal prison for doing that, they don't send you to
Yeah, they definitely can.
They can actually send you to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas for it.
Right.
And that's not a good place to be.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to Leavenworth.
You know, I was in Fort Riley at Crystal Hill, and you know, we used to hear some real bad stories about GIs who went bad
Right.
at Fort Riley. They cracked in the armor division. Yep. Wound up in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas for about 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Playing soldiers.
No, they were real soldiers. They got stupid.
Oh, they were real soldiers, though.
Yeah, they wanted out of the armored cav, and they couldn't get it. It's hard. Once you get into armored cav, or you get into being 11 Bravo, you don't walk from it. You got to stay there until your time is up.
Yeah, if you go 11 Bravo, you can't change your MLS.
You don't get
Yeah, you can't. You're stuck there
You
forever.
don't get that. You say,
Yeah.
oh wait, I want to go to Hawaii, you know, and go over there, you know, and maybe get into the military police or something, you know. And yeah, they have 3 guys that wound up in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. They went down to Juneau, and they held up in
That's badass.
about 300 or 400 miles away in this little town. Yeah, they got busted. And we got them, took them away. We had 2 guys here in Phoenix a few years back.
I'm gonna call him on it.
Air Force Base. And they were hiding in apartment complex down on Bethany and I-17.
Crazy over here.
Yep. FBI came in and got them.
Wow.
Escorted them back to Luke.
Well, from my point of view, so I'm about to be commissioned into the Army as a lieutenant in a few months here. You know, I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of stuff. Just some of your stories, they just seem kind of really hard to believe, like with the Black Ops and the POW stuff.
What happened is when we were at the highest point in Vietnam, the Second Corps.
Right.
So they call it I Corps, but the First Corps came down. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers.
Yeah, definitely seen it.
Red Valley.
Yeah.
Well, we were right up against the Red Valley, and Moscow and Hanoi came up with a really neat idea. Since these guys were so high up in the mountains, and they're not, we can cut off their supply routes. And their air support, let's surround their fire base and starve them to death. So for 5 weeks, after about a week and a half, our food and our water ran out, and that got real heavy. And quite a few of us lost weight. You know, I already came out of the jungle at one stint down in Panama, where the only reason I became one of Golden Cause boys is because I was dying from lockjaw, and he got me to the
Lockjaw?
Lockjaw, and he got me to the hospital before I died. He did personally.
Colin Powell brought you to the hospital? First, right?
His driver did.
His driver.
He commanded him to it, stay there until I got all situated and stuff.
So, you know, I really don't want to question your service, I believe, but I was wondering, can I see that DD-214?
Sure. Matter of fact, I got about 140 copies at my house.
140, yeah, perfect.
But I
Yeah,
do
they
have
always tell me to
one-
keep
one-
records of all my stuff,
when
too.
one wears out,
Yeah. Do you have your, like, VA ID card?
oh yeah, I got all that. I got this, I keep it marked, or got my name on there, many.
Oh, okay.
And I keep my,
Oh, yeah, I don't want to see your social, then.
yeah, and I keep everything else. And it's got my JOTC in there from the pool.
Right.
But a lot of the other stuff, the Guerrilla Warfare School and the terrorist training, they couldn't put on there. It wasn't allowed. But yeah, when this starts getting weather warm, I take this out and I burn it with a lighter.
Right.
That I use for candles and things like that. Smoke, I just use it to power those out. And I burn it,
Uh-huh.
and then I put it in one of these brand new ones. Because it's got my social security number on there.
Of course, yeah, you don't want to be, you don't want to lose this piece of paper. That's a big one.
Really.
Wow.
Yeah, my wallet goes where I go. Yeah, I spent 2.5 years straight in the jungle.
Well, the reason that I'm curious on this because I've seen a DD-214 before.